Let me ask you a question. When it comes to your work, would you rate yourself as ordinary, average, a little bit above average, a little bit below average, or way above average? How would you rate yourself on your job? How about your relationships? If you're a husband or a wife, would you say, yeah, I would rate myself as probably a little above average, or how about way above average? Would you do that? Where do you fall? Well, your answer is really showing how you've been programmed. We've all been programmed for mediocrity right from our childhood. We learned very quickly what we thought we were good at, what we thought we weren't good at. Teachers said, well, you know, your math skills are way off. You're not really that good in math, or you're not that good of a reader. We were programmed by our teachers, by our parents, by our coaches, by our friends that we were around, programmed by our siblings, programmed by our own experience. I remember when I started in Little League, and I struck out a few times right out of the gate, and I can remember the coach of the team saying, Scott, just get on base. Don't swing it so much. A walk is as good as a hit. What a bunch of BS. That's a lie. Anybody who's ever hit a baseball knows a hit is a lot better than a walk. Man, you get to run, you feel good, your adrenaline starts going, and a single isn't near as good as a triple. And a triple, holy mackerel, nothing beats a home run. And here a coach is telling me a walk is as good as a hit. He's wrong. But those are the ways we were programmed for mediocrity. And we're going to show you in this video and the next one how to reprogram your incredible brain. Do you know your brain does things that no computer in the world can do? For example, even the best computers receive one input at a time. Now, they might receive 1 billion or more inputs in a second, but it's one at a time. Just from your two eyes, your brain receives 3 million inputs simultaneously. No computer in the world can do that. It's amazing, your brain. Your brain was given to you and designed by your creator so that not so you could add 2 plus 2 and come up with 4, but so you could do amazing things. So what keeps us from achieving extraordinary outcomes, not good marriages, but great marriages, not good results on the job, but unbelievable results on the job. What limits us is not our hardware, but it's what we've been programmed. Zig Ziglar says in his book, Raising Positive Kids in a Negative World, that the average child before they graduate from high school has heard over 50,000 times the things they're not capable of doing. Okay? We've been programmed. So what we're going to do in the next couple videos is we're going to literally show you how to reprogram your brain for extraordinary outcomes. Now, it's not positive thinking. It's not the guys that say, okay, let's see you walk on some coals or this or that. It's not the power of positive thinking. In fact, it's 1,000,000 miles away from that. When I talk about reprogramming, I'm talking about real reprogramming. So we're going to do that, but I'm going to give you a little example, a little taste. What we're going to do is we're going to replace your current programming with strategies and skill sets. Okay? So, and they do change everything. As I've mentioned before, I've looked at the lives of over 200 people who have achieved their impossible dreams since the Revolutionary War. And none of them did it because of their great education, because of their genius IQs, or because of their family background. They did it because they used the right strategies. I'm going to demonstrate that right now. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you have a photographic memory? Now, I'll ask that of audiences. I asked an audience one time of about 2,000 people, how many of you have a photographic memory? and I saw 3 hands go up. So I said, hey, you guys want to come up on stage and we'll test your photographic memory? I'll give you a list of 15 words. You're not allowed to write them down. You're not even given time to memorize them. I'll just give you 15 words and you spit them right back in order. You want to come up? None of the 3 wanted to come up. I've only met a couple people in my lifetime, unfortunately my mom was one of them, who had a photographic memory. And it is amazing, the people that really have that level of memory. I could never lie to my mom because 6 months later, when I forget the lie, she will remember exactly what I said. So it kind of worked against me. But right now, if you're honest, you're probably saying, no, I don't have a photographic memory. I'm going to ask you another question. If I gave you right now 15 words that were unrelated, and you're not allowed to write them down, you're not allowed to think about them, you're not allowed to take a little time and try to memorize, how many of you think you could instantly memorize 15 words in order? My guess is, if you're honest, you're saying, not me. Well, watch this. This is so fun, and I've done this many, many times with individuals as young as 5 years old, and I've done it with audiences. So now we're going to do it with you one-on-one. So right now I want you to look at a wall in the room. So my wall, I'm looking to my left. You look at any wall, and we hear this banging behind the wall. Bam, bam, bam. And all of a sudden, out of the wall, look at the wall now, here comes a giant yellow fish. Oh my gosh, look at that fish. It's floating around. Look at your ceiling. There it is, a yellow fish floating around. And the yellow fish opens its mouth, and out comes a bubble. And inside that bubble, man, look at the bubble's floating too. Inside the bubble is Bill Clinton. And you go, whoa, Bill Clinton in the bubble. And you wave at him, hey, Bubba. And he waves back, and he's excited to be there. And whoa, Bill Clinton in the bubble. And he reaches into his pocket and he pulls out red marbles. And lo and behold, oh, they're nice red glass marbles, little marbles like you'd play a marble game with. And he drops them, and they go into the shape of a star. A star of red marbles. It's a 5-point star. And inside that star is a Walmart. Everyday low prices, Walmart, right there. Well, you think, well, there's Walmart. I might as well go in. You go into the Walmart, and you look, and every counter, every aisle, they've only got one product. Bags and bags of Fritos. And you go, oh, I'm a little hungry for a snack. Fritos, you grab a bag, you open it up, and you pull out broccoli. Every bag of Fritos, it has broccoli, and you think, well, I'm supposed to start eating healthy anyway. So you take a bite into that broccoli, and out of that broccoli comes chocolate syrup, and it gets all over your blue jacket. And you think, oh no, I got chocolate on my blue jacket. You grab a newspaper right off the rack, a National Enquirer will say, and you start to rub, and you rub, and your blue jacket turns into a red shirt. Where did my blue jacket go? A red shirt. And you look up the aisle, and down the aisle, there is a big bull. And he's looking at your red shirt, and he starts pawing the ground. You're thinking, oh no, I'm his target. And he's got these great big horns, and he's pointed at you. And all of a sudden, the bull stands up on his tiptoes and pulls a toy guitar off the rack. Just a little one, like a ukulele, a guitar though. And he starts to strum it, still on his tiptoes. Okay, let me ask you a question. Let's go back. By the way, that's 15 unrelated words. You hear the noise. What comes through the wall? Think about it. What's coming through the wall and floating in the air? You're right, a yellow fish. What comes out of his mouth? A bubble. Who's in the bubble? Bill Clinton. What does he pull out of his pocket? Think about it. Red marbles. He drops the marbles out of his hand, and what shape do they go into? That's right, a star. And what's in the star? A Walmart. Everyday low prices. We go into the Walmart, What's on every aisle? A bag of Fritos. We open it up, what's in the bag? Broccoli. Take a bite out of the broccoli, what comes out of the broccoli? You're right, chocolate. Gets all over your blue jacket. We grab a newspaper. Rub, 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 turns into a what? A red shirt. Nice red shirt, but where did your blue jacket go? Now we look down the aisle. What's down the aisle? Bull with big horns, right? He stands up on his tiptoes, and what does he pull from the rack? A toy guitar. That's 15 words. You've memorized them. In fact, if I did that, when I do that with an audience, I do it twice. After that second time, just doing what I just did right now, everybody in the audience, boys, girls, men, women, doesn't matter. They all have those 15 words, and you will have those 15 words with you tonight, tomorrow morning. So what happened? You could have passed a lie detector test swearing that you could not memorize 15 random words in order without writing them down. And your lie detector test would have said, yep, you're telling the truth. However, you just did it. Okay, what happened? What changed? Did all of a sudden your IQ go up? No. Did your education go up? No. Did your family background go up? No. What changed? The only thing that changed is we had a different strategy for memorizing, and you learned a skill set. The strategy that most people memorize is with rote. Okay, so they have a written down list and they go, okay, let's see, yellowfish, 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 bubble, 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 Bill Clinton, Bill Clinton, Bill Clinton, let's see, marbles, 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 marbles. And they try, that's using the left side of your brain, the analytical side, okay? And rote memory isn't that good. It's not even a good way to memorize, but it's the way we've all been taught, okay? So what you did that was different, the strategy was using the right side of your brain. What's the right side? The right side is the feeling side, and it's the visual side. It's the imagination comes from the right side of the brain. So you were seeing, you were creating, as I was talking, a picture was forming, actually a moving picture was forming in your mind. And that's all we did. So the strategy was use the right side of the brain. The skill set was creating a pictured story that was ridiculous, okay? Everything about that's ridiculous. Fish don't float through the air. Bill Clinton can't get inside a bubble. He probably doesn't carry a handful of red marbles around. Certainly, if there's a star on the ground, there's no Walmart in it that you could look at. But so what we did is we created a wild story, but we didn't just tell the story. We created a visual using the right side of the brain. That's how we're going to reprogram you for extraordinary success. We're going to use strategies you've never imagined, okay? You don't use them. You may have used one or two, but they're not natural. They don't come by way of nature. And so we're going to teach you those strategies, and then we're going to give you very specific skill sets, just like creating a silly story. And those skill sets will allow you to instantly, the day you learn those skill sets, each skill set that you learn, you will be able to go home that night and use the skill set to achieve something you've never achieved before. You'll be able the next day to use those skill sets. So that's what we're going to do. It's the strategies. I remember during the race where Bill Clinton beat George Bush for the presidency, George Bush Sr., and they had a motto that everybody remembers hearing, and it was, "It's the economy, stupid." In other words, it doesn't matter what else you talk about. This election is about the economy. And they literally said that, "It's about the economy, stupid." Well, I will say it's about the strategy. It's about the skill set. That's what changes everything. So in our next video, we're going to look a little bit more on this reprogramming side.